Zombie games and survival games hit their stride 5 years ago, but not many combined them into a satisfying whole. State of Decay from Undead Labs is one of the exceptions. The original launched in 2013 with rough edges but plenty of promise. The sequel was released in an even worse state in May of 2018, but performed well enough at retail to convince Microsoft to purchase the studio. A third game is coming for Xbox Series consoles in the near future, while the second continues to see new updates and patches, culminating in the Juggernaut Edition, which includes all its DLC. Is it finally at a place where it's worth a big-time commitment, or should it be returned to the grave for good? Let's find out if State of Decay 2 is a game pass or a game fail.
It's not over yet! Give him hell!
Even though State of Decay appears to be a zombie game, the mindless hordes are really just set dressing. The survival aspects and community management really carry it. Scavenging enough resources to keep your camp of followers alive can be a real challenge at first, but you're not alone. There are other camps of NPCs to trade and team up with. Shockingly, you can actually rely on the computer AI to act somewhat rationally when you're banded together. Just be careful. If you're not nice, they may turn against you.
Hey! We've been robbed! Stop that thief!
The problems start with the pacing. State of Decay 2 tries to keep you playing with some of the worst implementation of live service mechanics. It takes a long time to build things or heal members of your community, and there's not much else to do between major in-game events. The ability to speed up time would make a huge difference. Quests pop up and disappear at random, and it's not clear how to prioritize them. Basic goals are dragged out as bait to tempt completionists.
Must go faster! Must go faster!
At the default difficulty setting, most of the tension around collecting resources disappears by the time you finish the tutorial. We also haven't had any problems with keeping other communities happy. What's left is a grind to clear out all the zombies and complete the map. There isn't much compelling content to get you there.
That's one more landmark destroyed!
The basic gameplay loop of killing zombies and finding resources isn't awful, but it's awfully bland. Combat mostly consists of spamming melee weapons while hoping they connect with a zombie's noggin. The most important things to remember are not wasting ammo and not getting cornered and overwhelmed. It works, but it's clunky. Almost 3 years after its original release, there are still plenty of bugs and awkward moments to manage, but it's still much better than it was.
The infestation level is basically zero.
Much of the game's jank fades quickly in the multiplayer mode. Resources are gained much more quickly, so a lot of the waiting around is eliminated. Human players are a vast improvement over the brain-dead AI, so skirmishes aren't as frustrating or dangerous. We were paired up with randoms, and playing with friends should be even better.
I'm lucky you were around to help.
Like most game services, Game Pass has plenty of survival games to try. Ark Survival Evolved is one of the pillars of the genre, though it's often too ambitious for its own good, and the opening hour can be tough. Frostpunk combines a survival game with a city builder, and it has a huge Metacritic score. Obsidian's Grounded features a little person big world aesthetic, but it's still early access and much of the narrative and content isn't there yet. There are plenty of zombie games on Game Pass as well. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard seems like a very different kind of game, but its stealth and resource management aspects make it closer than you think. Then there's World War Z. It's another zombie-killing cooperative game. It's surprisingly fun, but it's more action-based like Left 4 Dead. If you don't care what you're killing in your co-op game, there are too many comps to list. The bottom line is whether you want to survive, play cooperatively, or kill zombies, there's no shortage of options on Game Pass. Now it's time to find out, is State of Decay 2 a game pass or a game fail?
We're getting close.
This is one of the toughest games we've had to evaluate for the show. State of Decay 2 has interesting ideas and its core gameplay is competent, but it's just not very exciting. Playing it with other humans alleviates the tedium a great deal, but the same can be said about every cooperative game. It's improved a lot since launch, but it's still not especially polished. Meanwhile, there are plenty of comps that are. It's a tough call, but State of Decay 2 gets a game fail. Next week, we're limiting the randomizer to games that launched on Game Pass in February, and the randomizer selects Dirt 5.